new theme song.
Baby metal.
Yes. Did he find a new person? Because one of the people left, right?
For baby metal?
Yeah.
Oh no, what happened was she had to take a break because she was doing I think she got sick, and then when she decided to come back, she also went to do school, so she's a part-timer. She's basically the Brock Lesnar of baby metal right now. Don't remember which one that is though.
This is Yuri Metal?
Pop,
Like
yeah,
that.
I think Yui. I think it's Yui.
Yuri
Yeah.
Metal? Uh-huh. But anyways, are we live now?
We are so live.
Yeah.
Yay!
Ooh, that's my notification that we're live.
Hello
Yeah.
everybody, you know me. Okay, no you don't, but you know who I am. I am your Smart Wrestling Alliance Heavyweight Champion. I'm Lisa J, and alongside me is always
Liam Landry.
and yeah, that's the train. So
That's the hype train. Whoop whoop.
yeah, we've been off for a few weeks.
Yes. As of reasons.
Three.
Holiday reasons.
Holiday. We were supposed to be back last week, but Comic-Con, and we weren't able to get everything we needed. Computer wasn't allowed to be used, and that's just getting louder and louder. I hate trains; they're so annoying. Yeah, so we're back for a 25th episode. We made it to a quarter century. Pretty cool. How's your 3 weeks been? Your holiday, your...
Comic-Con was pretty fun. The holidays were good. Wizard World Comic-Con in New Orleans, that's what we went to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how about yours?
The same. I got to go to Texas for a Christmas vacation with the baby girl, which is my girlfriend. So we got to ride a lot of rides. That was a lot of fun.
And for the record, she's not an actual baby.
No, she is in fact 26 years old. Yeah, that's basically it. I mean, we could spend an entire 2-hour podcast talking about our 3 weeks that we missed. But let's get into the wrestling. That's why everyone's here. That's why we're all doing this right now. Mm-hmm. All right, so your first piece of news that's not... I just jumped the gun on that. Our first category is news outside of the WWE. And there's been a lot of things going down, from New Japan Wrestle Kingdom 13 to All Elite Wrestling being announced and the people who have signed with them, as well as Ring of Honor news and Impact's Homecoming. Probably CMLL and a bunch of other stuff as well.
So I think you want to start off with first.
Since you have it up, let's go Wrestle Kingdom 13.
Okay, yeah.
We watched most of it.
Oh, we watched all of it. I mean, it was after all the Comic-Cons.
Yes.
So we were a little tired.
Mm-hmm.
So we may have just not been focused as we could have been, but it was still overall a good show.
Yeah. The last few matches definitely kept me awake.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite match of the night would have to have been the main event. It came through in the clutch. Upset that Kenny lost, but hey, what can you do?
Right. Okay, we can talk about the pre-show match, the Gauntlet match,
mm-hmm.
for the 6-man never openweight champion. And it's for the number one contendership for it, because all the members of the current never openweight 6-man tag champs are in other matches in the night. So we had multiple teams. We had a team from the Bullet Club, Marty Scurll, Yajiro Takahashi, Hangman Page, We had team representing Chaos, Chucky T and Beretta, the best friends with Hiroki Goto. And then you also had a Suzuki team, which is the Davey Boy Smith Jr. and Lance Archer, which is a Killer Elite Squad, and Minoru Suzuki. Is the audio on? Because I don't hear anything.
It might be. Yes.
Okay, cool. And then also a Toguchi Japan team with David Finlay, Jeff Cobb, and Yuji Nagata, and also then a combo team of Taguchi, Toriano, and Togi Makabe, just kind of on their own, a kind of a combo Chaos and Taguchi Japan, and that combo is actually the ones who ended up winning in the night. So they're going to be the number one contenders for the 6-man tag.
Yeah.
Never Openweight Championship.
I watched the first 2 matches completely, and I kept feeling like it was very quick. They ended very abruptly, very quick. Davey Boy Smith, Finlay, my bad. Finlay got the roll-up victories both times. And when the last 2 teams came in, when it was Suzuki-gun versus the Taguchi Japan, it was a bit slow for me, and that's when the first time I dozed off. Then came the Chaos Taguchi combo. They get the win, and overall it was fun. It's just if it wasn't for the fact that we were like exhausted.
It was a pre-show match.
That too,
basically. So that's what it was just trying to be there to do.
Mm-hmm.
Now we get into our first match of the actual card. We have Kota Ibushi versus Will Ospreay.
This match was
for
intense.
The Never Openweight Championship.
This was a really good match. This is also the match that at first you didn't think anything of it, but 2-3 matches down, you're like, oh wait, what? We'll get to that in a little bit, but yeah, we have a new champion in Will Ospreay. Apparently, he earlier on in the match, Kota Ibushi suffered a mild concussion, but the stretcher spot was supposed to go on.
Yeah.
They were going to do that regardless, but hopefully he gets healed up really soon and he can come back. And it was really cool. It was a really good match. A lot of high flying, a lot of killer instinct from Will Ospreay, especially with that back elbow.
Yeah.
Very hard hitting, a lot of fun. I definitely enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think it lived up to the hype of what this match was going to do. So I thought that was a real good one. Next we have the match for the IWGP Junior Tag Team Championship. We have the current champions representing Suzuki-gun, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, and El Desperado versus representing Chaos, Sho and Yo, and representing LIJ, we have Bushi and Shingo Takage. So this was I don't think you ever saw that other match that they had, right? Because this is largely a repeat.
No, I didn't see that one.
This is a repeat of what they kind of did a match beforehand, because in that, I think it was Sho and Yo for the Junior Tag League Champions. It was Sho and Yo pinning Yoshinobu and El Desperado. So because of that, they said they can get a title shot, and then LIJ was like, well, we also didn't get pinned there, so we should also get a title shot. So it kind of all put it together. So it's basically a rehash of that, and I kind of thought the first match was a little better, but this was still a good match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Our new champions is Bullet Club. No, not Bullet Club. LIJ. LIJ.
Bullet Club didn't run it.
No, it was Lij, and
yeah, it starts off a big
the
night
Dragon.
for Lij.
Mm-hmm. That the first match and this match definitely sets the tone of what's to come. And Lij is a new member of the Dragon, and the other guy, Bushi. Yeah, they did a really cool spot with the mist and the whiskey getting super kicked out of their mouths.
Yeah, because Yoshinobu spits out whiskey mist, and Bushi spits out a traditional, black mist.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. But yeah,
yeah, they both were trying to go for it, but then got super kicked. I think both by Sho and Yo, right? Or was it?
Yeah, I believe they were both Sho and Yo.
Yeah. So it's good to see it on Lij because it goes with a further storyline. Yeah, I'm still kind of more supporting Sho and Yo on this because I'm a big Roppongi 3K guy.
Mm-hmm.
So, but still, it was a good match overall. I just didn't think it was as good as their first match altogether.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next, we have another championship match for the British Heavyweight Championship. The current champion Tomohiro Ishii versus Zack Sabre Jr.
I thought this had a lot of good heel psychology with Zack Sabre Jr., especially trying to goad Ishii to doing something but having a counter immediately and just wrecking his arm. And the match ends when Zack Sabre Jr. just does his the two arms behind the back, forcing the guy to verbally submit, which is, when I saw him do that to Noam Dar in the Cruiserweight Classic, I was just like, oh, that just looks horrendous. Really, really good match though. Really solid. And a new champion, because verbally submitting, Ishii gave the British Rev Pro Championship to Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah. Now it's Zack time all the time. Zack Sabre Jr.
You like this one too?
What?
You like this match too?
Yeah, I thought this match was good. Good character work, like you were talking about, and good storytelling. Next, we have the match for the IWGP Tag Team Championships, another triple threat tag match with the champions from Bullet Club, Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga, the Guerrillas of Destiny, versus the World Tag League Champions, Sonata and Evil from Lij, and also from the fight facing the Elite, the Young Bucks, Nick and Matt Jackson.
Mm-hmm. So going in, everyone knew Matt and Nick were not winning, especially after the All Elite Wrestling announcement 2 days before.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, well, they're not winning. It's between the other two, and like we said, it was a big night for Lij, and their night continues here. They get a massive win. And Guerrillas of Destiny surprisingly losing their titles. I unfortunately missed the last half of this match because I got knocked out. And we've also got spoiled before this match happened.
Yeah, because we didn't watch it live. We watched them.
Yeah, we watched it a few days later.
Yeah.
So we accidentally got spoiled on this match, and then because of that, I already knew who was going to win. And I was exhausted from the convention. I just passed out for this one for a little while. But from what I saw, it was good.
Yeah, still a very good match. It wasn't a testament to the match itself. It was just...
No, not at all.
Testament. It's a good thing we didn't just string that, because...
Yeah.
that worked out well.
Very true.
We go into our fifth match. We have the match for the IWGP US Heavyweight Champion, the champion Cody, versus the challenger Juice Robinson, who was the former champion.
Mm-hmm.
And as you can guess from what we talked about with the AEW, it's once again another thing where Cody lost, and it was a very obvious loss, but it's a good pickup for Juice Robinson.
And
have some rebounds.
Gaining a title, a lot of fans believed he never should have lost in the first place. But yeah, he was really good.
Yeah, because I'll be fair, I'm not the biggest fan of how much Cody got used in New Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Getting like 2 world champion shots, back to back, the IWGP Championship, World Championship, and then immediately after losing those 2 shots to go on to get a U.S. Championship. Even though there was so many other people lined up after the G1 who beat Juice Robinson but never actually got a title shot against them for it.
Well, hopefully this is a chance to give him some title victories and establish his character a little bit more.
Yeah, especially help him after that, a very subpar G1 as it really was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a good match, especially character-wise and, heel-face dynamic-wise.
Mm-hmm. And then Brandy Rhodes giving a spear, a lot of people will probably say is still better than Edge's. But that was cool. Tiger kicked her out at that point, and then the amount of trading finishers on each other.
And then clearly she probably got in a fight with David Finlay backstage over that. I can assume that as much. I mean, I know David Finlay was tied from before, but he fights for his boy Juice.
Yeah, and
did I ever tell you about their shirt that they did together, where
Juice
it was like
and Dave?
Yeah, where
I
it was like
so.
where it was like them driving in a like flying Volkswagen, like one of those old Volkswagen vans from like the '60s, and like little caricatures of them in the car.
That's funny. But
it was Juice and David for all tour.
Yeah, and again, Cody dropped in the belt to Juice.
Yeah.
And this is where we noticed, hey, there's a theme going on in this
quite a few title changes. Yeah.
Let's keep going.
I also gotta say, turns out that all that investment in Japan Cody didn't really work out.
True.
We go to another title match, which shows the trend. IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, Kushida representing Taguchi Japan for now, versus Taiji Ishimori representing Bullet Club.
Mm-hmm. The Bone Soldier, I do believe.
Yeah.
And
I thought this was a good match. This was one of my favorites match-wise of the night.
Okay.
As in just like in-ring work overall. Compared to like the storytelling and psychology stuff, But just like pure in-ring work. It was one of my favorites. And one I was predicting to be the best of the night for in-ring work. Because you have 2 really fast athletic
there was like
guys.
this really cool move that I missed because I was on Twitter.
Yeah.
But I did see like the stuff towards the end where it started getting really, really intense, and Bullet Club may have lost.
Just to say, he wasn't on Twitter the whole night. It was just
it
was just a real bad placement.
Yeah,
missed that and the replay of it.
But Bullet Club may have lost their tag titles, but
one of their tag titles.
But Bone Soldier came through in the clutch to get the win here and become a new champion.
Then we're also talking about some Bullet Club wins. We have the next match, which was a non-title match between Kazuchika Okada versus Jay White. Okada, the leader of Chaos, versus Jay White, the leader of Bullet Club.
And
of course, going into the history of the betrayal, the betrayal of Gato and Jado. I think it's Jado, because I think it's Gato and Jado. But yeah, but the betrayals, the backstabbing, the attacks, and the constant cat and mouse chase between Okada and Jay White.
This one had one of the coolest sequences that I absolutely loved between the two, where Rainmaker was about to go sidestep, about to do the switchblade, sidestep, about to do the Rainmaker, sidestep, and just having a counter for each other's moves. They did like 8 different times on one point towards the end. This is the match that just got me awake for the rest of the show. Absolutely loved this one.
And good storytelling options there too, because I mean, you show that these two guys know each other well because they were on the same team, so it made sense for that. Then the last two are both championship matches. They had a lot of champions.
By the way, Jay White did get the win.
Okay, yeah. I think that's what I was saying with Bullet Club's continued win there. But yeah, Jay White gets the win. Oh, and also Okada shows his legs. And that's at least a win for the fans. Then we go into the IWGP Intercontinental Championship match, a no DQ match. Though granted, it wasn't used as heavily as a no DQ.
Yeah, not as much as last year's with the U.S. title match between Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho, Alpha and Omega match. That one had a lot more extreme spots than this one, but this one was still a fun little match.
Yeah.
And
more continued LIJ success as Naito gains the Intercontinental Championship.
The one that really solidified LIJ's success, my boy Naito getting it. Yes, I got it right this time. Naito.
Yeah. Yep.
But not. This one had a weird spot on the card for me though, because it had a really good match between Jay and Okada, and then a really fantastic match between, which is next one we're about to talk about, Kenny versus Tanahashi.
Yeah.
So this one just had it just had a weird placement, but different pay-per-view to start the show. This probably could have done a lot more for me, but as it is, it was fine.
No, yeah, it was real good. I think it's sandwiched between better matches, but it's still really good overall. It'd probably be the best match on any WWE card from this past year. Pay-per-view card.
Well, I mean, I am very partial to Charlotte, Becky, Carmella 1.
Yeah,
at Hell in a Cell. That was a really good match.
But anyways, we can get. We said Naito won that one. We go into last match for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Kenny Omega versus Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Yeah, this was probably my favorite match of the night. There were a couple of times where Hiroshi was out on the floor. The count was going, and Kenny, he goes up. He's about to go into the ring. He sees Tanahashi on the floor, and he's like, "No, I want the pin. I want to prove I can pin him." And maybe that led to his downfall, his overzealousness. But it was great storytelling, great in-ring work, and a lot of fun up until the end. Hiroshi Tanahashi got that win.
After two high five flows.
Yes. And that solidified every single match that was for a title. The title changed hands, which was just bizarre, because usually that's not the case. But yeah, that's what happened, and excellent match.
Yeah, I do actually think back to Dominion, where I think nearly every title that was on the line got changed.
I think one stayed.
Yeah, that's why I said
one
nearly. But yeah, overall, it was a good night. I thought that was like the best overall match. Like I was saying before, I was saying like for just in-ring work, I would say that Kushida versus Taiji was my favorite, but that was the best overall match.
And if anybody was wondering,
what is it? Actually, thinking about it,
Kenny Omega versus Hiroshi Tanahashi got a 5.5 star rating.
Mm-hmm.
He broke the scale for those two.
Also, I was thinking about what you said about. Did you see the React channel's episode with the Don't Look Back with the WWE superstars?
I did not see
the
that
Don't
one.
Turn Around one.
I didn't see that one. No.
Oh. In there, they had WWE clips, and one of them was the spot with Edge spearing Jeff Hardy in the TLC match.
It's a good spot.
And Charlotte turned around and she said, like, I want to see that. But the interesting thing she said was they were thinking about recreating that spot in their TLC match from this past TLC. From the Charlotte
That's interesting.
Asuka. But yeah, that would have been awesome if that actually happened.
I know. I love the Don't Try to Laugh where they showed the clip of Becky Lynch. They're like, oh, this is just for you, Charlotte. And they showed a clip of Becky Lynch saying how any day she gets to beat up Charlotte is a good day. And Charlotte just had to laugh because she was like, oh, it was great.
But
yeah,
of course,
your favorite...
the New Day, dominated that show, that episode.
Your favorite match got a 3.5 from Mr. Meltzer. And Kota Ibushi and Chris Jericho, their matches, they both got 4.75 respectively. So I didn't think Chris Jericho versus Tetsuya Naito was 4.75, but okay, Dave.
That's why they have opinions.
Yes. But the one thing we can agree on with Dave Meltzer is, yes, Kenny versus Hiroshi was amazing. Alright, what is next, sir? Oh wait, no, I know what's next. It's All Elite Wrestling. Let's go a little bit in what we know from that, which is Pac is going to be a part of it, which he's formerly known as Neville from the WWE, which is a big deal. Chris Jericho has signed a contract. He's going to be a part of it, which is a very big deal. Of course, SoCal Uncensored. Uncensored?
What? Yeah,
SoCal
Uncensored.
Uncensored. Yeah, they're going to be there, of course. All the Elite, potentially. We don't know about Kenny Omega just yet, but it looks like he will be signing.
There's actually an interesting part to that, with further news stories with that. Chris Jericho was in an interview, and he was talking. Number one, he talked about the fact that he wouldn't have gone to AEW if they didn't have TV deals working in place.
Yeah.
But another thing he said in the same interview is that he's there because he can grab more casual fans, and he said compared to people in the Elite like Kenny, Cody, and the Young Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
So he kind of name dropped Kenny there. It might have been like a little slip.
Mm-hmm. A little slip or just a tease, because it's very hard to tell with Chris Jericho.
Yeah, but it's definitely given the
yeah.
opinion that it will happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true. But I watched and then not next week, but the week after, we have a really big pay-per-view. My favorite pay-per-view of the year, Royal Rumble, because it has my favorite match of the year. So
Which one's that?
The Rumble. I love the Rumble.
You even love two of them?
I'll get over it. If they place the card right this year and not have an amazing Rumble at the middle of the match, because they have that Rumble on YouTube right now. I just saw. Why would you put a Rumble that had awesome returns, great comedy, a lot of eventful moments, and the biggest win probably in Shinsuke Nakamura's career? Why would you do all that, have this amazing thing, and then have the women's main event and just botch enough? Yeah, it was great that they had their match. It was great that Asuka got the win. But having that weird image between Charlotte and who the crap was Raw? Alexa Bliss. And then out of nowhere, Ronda Rousey just pointing and looking like a doofus.
Like, if you need to pick, like, a champion of the women's division, you should usually pick Charlotte or Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, true.
But the champion's the most, so...
you are correct there.
Yeah.
And then Charlotte... and then not Asuka. Ronda Rousey always ruining Asuka's moment.
Yeah.
Or stealing
but
her
not
spotlight.
to get too off topic.
True.
Yeah.
You're right. So we don't know if Kenny would appear there, which would be a really big deal, or if Kushida will appear there. But I was watching an interview and he was saying how he doesn't know when he'll be back at New Japan, if he'll ever be at New Japan again. And then that 2 days later he was at New Japan and attacking Naito. So it's hard to he's very sneaky when it comes to his interviews, and it's very hard to really place down. But you are right, he did name drop, and that does give the suggestion Kenny will be a part of All Elite Wrestling.
Yeah, that's a big point. And in other news, another big thing from All Elite Wrestling press conference there is that we had they made the announcement that they were going to work with other companies, and one company they named in particular was OWE, which is the Oriental Wrestling Entertainment.
Okay.
I believe that, yeah. Which is a company, which is the largest promotion in China. So that's going to show they're going to have some reach in China. But the other interesting fact with that is that looking at on Twitter at K Shawning, SHAWNNG.
Looks like Shawning.
Yeah. But yeah, he's actually in Beijing, and he does wrestling news and stuff like that. He's talked with people in OWE, and they actually taught him more stuff about All Elite Wrestling, which included said that they're expecting them to All Elite Wrestling to work with other groups. They name dropped Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, PWG, in America, Wrestle One, and DDT, which are two wrestling groups in Japan. And also AAA as well, which is all very interesting stuff. Shows that a world view. It's already just big, kind of bringing in some Chinese talent that a lot of people would not have known, because that's still developing market than all these other ones.
One of the Jackson brothers was saying how they're bringing in not only like all these people, but tag team wrestling that we haven't even seen yet, and something that'll just blow our minds. And I'm excited about that because I love tag team wrestling. It's one of my favorites. I feel really bad falling asleep twice on tag team matches, but considering what we did the following weekend, it's forgivable.
Yeah,
it's understandable, but still, I'm excited about All Elite Wrestling.
And with that, it says it's going to be a cohesive, like a good partnership, because they actually said all Elite wrestlers will be going to work at OWE, and we can expect some of the others. We also know that the Young Bucks and them have a history with PWG, so that's an obvious one. But it's big for AAA, Wrestle One, and DDT has never seen them work before. And now the big fact is that they do have already established tag team divisions and women's divisions, and that can really help fill their roster up. And the final thing is that they have TNT or TBS may have already been final, but most likely a tape show and not prime time. So it's most likely going to be on Tuesday, and can either be on TNT or TBS, according to what OWE is talking about.
That should be pretty interesting.
Yeah, that could be a very big network. Definitely bigger than Pursuit.
Yeah, for. I mean, it was bigger than, what was it, Pop? they were on beforehand. Like, they had Spike TV, which has been around for quite some time. I guess Spike TV started going under or whatever. I'm not entirely
because it's not
sure.
even around anymore.
Yeah.
Not at least as Spike.
And then they went to Pop, and then that just... I guess no one was really watching that, and now they're even in a more avant-garde area. However...
Yeah, and the sad part with that is that it seems just the fact that Anthem, the people who own Impact, have part ownership of Pursuit. So that seems like the only reason they're going to there. So it's not like they're even trying to help get Impact out there.
Yeah.
They're just trying to help with other investments, and it's like, that's not what they need. But anyways, it could be a very big channel to get on to,
True.
or even one of their even one of the channels under them, because of course TNT and Turner Broadcasting, they own lots of channels underneath them as well.
Oh,
so,
yeah, definitely.
So they can definitely end up on the spot and get advertisement and get out there, get into people's televisions, and get it really get going.
And then a couple more things that I have on All Elite Wrestling is definitely they've been trying to get Lucha Brothers. They've been wanting Lucha Brothers, and now with the partnership with AAA, they have an in. Yes, the TV contract or the contracts with Lucha Underground is a bit weird and iffy.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the way. There's a lot of talk that there's going to be a lot of contracts expiring in Lucha Underground, as well, like being taken out because they're trying to redevelop and try to cut costs. So some bigger contracts may be getting cut. And there's also a lot of openings for that because Lucha Brothers are also, they work in Impact, which is, Impact works with Lucha Underground, but they also work in MLW, which is on the BN Sports Network. They're doing more shows for that. So Lucha Underground's Lucha Brothers are in championships there. And it's kind of technically a competitor for Lucha Underground because they're also on TV. So I don't know what the contracts necessarily say. It may just be that they can't take a direct contract, because I don't think they're under a contract with MLW.
Yeah. And then the last one is Billy Gunn is a producer.
He was hired on the spot.
It was so funny because Cody was sent out a tweet saying that no, this was done in like a professional capacity. I just wanted to make a video to be dramatic and all that, and I just thought that just shows that Cody has a love for that style and this business, which is why I do believe that this is going to have three things happen. Because ROH, PWG, and a bunch of little promotions are hard to get into for us and for a lot of people, whether it be because of the money or anything else. If they get a big TV deal like is being speculated right now, this not only could be a good alternative to WWE, but it can be a good competition for WWE, and it will make WWE raise the bar even more. They have started raising the bar, but that's because I think they started getting a little bit worried about this. And now that it's real, now that it's happening, and once everything gets moving, I think another big boom of quality will happen once again.
I mean, I don't think it's any coincidence that they had that they gave the Revival a big push right now, given the fact that they know Revival is unhappy and that Elite want Revival.
Oh, the Elite want the Revival bad.
yeah, there's also other interesting things with the Revival. Maybe we can talk about that in our News Inside WWE segment when we get to that.
Yes. And last big thing, the homecoming for Impact happened on last Sunday. We did not watch it. We did hear, did you hear any of the spoilers on it yet?
Not too much. But,
Okay. Well, Johnny Impact is still your champion there. Rich Swann is your new X Division champion after a X Division title. What do they call that match again?
X Division match?
Yeah.
The Ropey X match.
The Ropey X match. Ultimate X. I think it's
X.
an Ultimate X match. Taya Valkyrie is your new women's champion.
Yeah.
Beating Tessa Blanchard. Gail Kim was their special guest referee. And LAX, I do believe, is still your champions for Impact, which is pretty big because they lost it to Rick Steiner and some other dude, and then they won him back, and they've been on like a massive winning streak, taking out the OG LAX, holding them on against the Lucha Brothers. And who else knows what's in line for LAX right now?
And I want to say, I
great.
think the other dude was Eli Drake. Eli Drake and Steiner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eli Drake had a match and took a thumbtack spot via Abyss chokeslam. So that happened. Sam Callahan did some things.
Did some things.
Yeah.
He did his
Pretty sure
taxes
he
on
beat-
TV.
I think he ended up beating. What is?
Eddie Edwards? Was that
No.
who he was fighting?
It was Moose versus Eddie Edwards. Eddie Edwards win with help from Eddie Edwards' wife.
Tommy Dreamer?
Good one.
Yes.
But Drat, he tag teamed with Rich Swann in the last Impact show we watched together.
The Mac?
Keith Lee?
No, Keith Lee.
No, not Keith Lee.
No, it's the Mac.
Oh
Mac?
yeah, Willie Mack.
Mhm.
Yes, Willie Mack.
Fusing your black people?
The black people who jump around and do really big spots, even though
They're big,
their
yeah.
body size does not, doesn't make sense. But yeah, heard it was a lot of fun, really cool. Oh, and not Sue Young, the other one, the one with the other one with face
Rosemary?
paint. Yes, Rosemary's back.
Yeah, Rosemary
Completely.
returned.
So there's all your big news for
The sequel,
Impact.
Rosemary's Baby, Rosemary Return. Yeah.
Nice. Let's go on to the news inside of WWE,
Now,
which
before we go,
is a lot of big ones.
Interesting concept with that.
Mm-hmm.
You know about, I think I told you before about the Halloween Horror Nights in Universal Orlando.
Yeah.
They have like icons and characters. One year they had the character Rosemary being the leader of that, but they can't ever talk about that anymore because of copyright issues. So interestingly enough, Rosemary is a copyrighted character.
That's funny.
Yeah. Wonder how
Well, talking about
Yeah,
possible
but it is.
copyrights,
Yes, copyrights.
so that's a good segue there.
Yes. Segway copyrights.
It's the revival may
Yeah.
have copyrighted some letters.
Yes, they copyrighted FTR, which is F the revival, of course. Yes, and they
Which
copyrighted
was
that
changed to Forever the Revival.
forever the revival. Yes. But yeah, they copyrighted that, and they also put it on their trunks,
Mm-hmm.
which is of course a nod to All Elite Wrestling, because to the elite, because being the elite is where like come from.
Okay. Yeah.
The F the revival part, not the forever the revival.
Yeah.
It makes me
the
wonder
letters.
if they do change over, what they're going to change the R to. Because I feel they'll keep the FTR.
Not the revival.
The Resurgence. Is that too on the nose?
I feel like there's another word they can use to be even more on the nose.
Yeah. Anyways, though, so that's kind of interesting news. And shows the tensions between the revival and WWE management. It's crazy that the management allowed that to happen, but I mean, I guess you just don't pay enough attention to Revival.
Probably not. They're like, oh, let's just give them a good match. Yeah, we're gonna have our Bobby Roode Chad Gable team win, but whatever. And then they see FTR and they're like, wait, oh, man, how do we screw this up? Why aren't we paying attention to them? It's like, because we thought we didn't have to.
I think next week they should just come with AEW shirts to the ring and be turned away by security guards.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
Apparently there's dueling... What is it? There are dueling stories where some people are saying that, no, that didn't happen, or some people saying, no, it did happen.
There's definitely people saying that for people who are in the Hardcam section, who are going to be on Hardcam, of being asked to remove the shirt or change it out with another one. So there's a lot of different stories going around, but it seems very likely they've been known to take people's signs before, especially in Hardcam section areas, because they'll always be on the camera. So
they ended up for Hardcam, when Boo the Woo started getting really big and popular, they took those signs away. A couple of other things as well, but
they replaced them with new signs that says, "You're just going with the story that you wanted to hear, not the story that you were told." It's handed out by Road Dogg himself.
Luckily, I'm sick and tired of Ronda, so let's not do Becky versus Ronda. Let's just not. Why does everyone want to see that? I do not want to see Becky Lynch get hurt.
Oh, don't you mean Becky versus Ronda versus Charlotte?
I don't want to see that either, because I don't want to see Charlotte get hurt.
Well, I mean, if they didn't do that, then Asuka probably would have never got the championship, so that's good.
Yeah, it's just... I feel like Asuka should have stayed on Raw and just been a dominating force there. Because... But, whatever. We're not talking about that right now.
Do Ronda and Asuka tag team the Mega Powers Part 2? Now it's women?
No. They've already done... Okay, we don't need all the men's tag teams to come back as women.
No, that's what I'm thinking. That's what they should do. They follow Hollywood's thing. You know, you had like the all-female Ghostbusters, and then you just have like...
two all-female four horsewomen now. They had two four horsewomen.
All-women Midnight Express. All-women Demolition.
All-women Heart Foundation.
Oh, and then you have the all-women Legion of Doom, and then you completely forget about the all-women Demolition after that. They cast them to the side and give them new gimmicks.
I feel like that's where Riot Squad's going soon. They're gonna just rename them as all-women Demolition. But let's get into a little bit of the matches of Royal Rumble coming up in a couple of weeks. We do have the 2019, I don't know why I said the year. It's the men's Royal Rumble match and the women's Royal Rumble match. Both are 30 each. It'll be interesting for the women, because last year, half of them were returns. So I know they've been building up rosters more. Are we going to see Toni Storm come in? Are we going to see... what do you think is going to happen here?
Yeah, well, one would assume they just try to bring as many people in as possible. They want a lot of the callbacks to try to just get pops, but you know, I think they're gonna try to get as many from NXT as possible.
2 from the UK, 2 from NXT, and 2 returns. Who do you want to see?
UK, I guess I'll pick Toni Storm.
I agree with you there.
And I would also pick just Rhea Ripley. You know, I think they should still pull her as a major competitor even after loss. So putting her in a good spot in the Rumble, getting some eliminate Rhea Ripley.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
The former champion,
yeah.
Yeah. From regular NXT, I guess. If you're just gonna go with 2 from there,
only for the stream, you know.
Yeah, would she? I guess you can use that as a debuting spot for Lacey Evans unless she debuts before that. I mean, she was already called up technically, but she hasn't been in matches. So that could be a good introduction point for people.
That's probably what they're gonna do.
Yeah, use that as the point, and then also just Bianca Belair, because like she's a little, I don't want to say lost, but just because they have the Four Horsemen and stuff, and it's gonna be a title on Shayna Baszler. She's actually gonna fight Shayna at, I think, Takeover Phoenix.
Yes,
Bianca
I do
Belair.
believe that is happening.
But it's kind of lost because you know it's not gonna really go to her. She's not gonna be the one to defeat a heel because she's also a heel. And I think they're still going to keep the Horsemen around because they want them all to be prepared to call up all of them at the same time. So I think it's also a good chance to just get Bianca Belair out there more to get people to notice her. Just because she's a real good talent, really athletic, and really good charisma. So, and then return-wise,
no, to give you some time to think about the returns, I will say my two from NXT UK.
Caitlyn and AJ Lee.
Oh, alrighty.
Yes. Get her back to help also promote that movie.
The pop that would happen if AJ Lee came back.
Yes. I can see it now. She comes, runs in, goes under the bottom rope, immediately gets taken out.
I feel like
that's how you sell it to. He's like $50,000 for 5 seconds of work.
But the women I would
put that on
have,
a heel, and they would be the biggest heel out there.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
100%. But I would say for UK, instead of Rhea Ripley, I'm more partial to Isla Dawn. I just love her character work, and she would be really, really cool to be in that. It would be really cool to see her in that match. On NXT, I feel like you are right. Lacey Evans is probably going to debut there as well. Even though she has had a couple of appearances on main roster and a match or two, not really sure. That's probably where her full-on debut is going to happen. Miss Nikki Cross.
Yeah, that's
so. I would want to see Candice LeRae actually make an appearance in the Rumble. I think that would be really cool. As well as Drat, what's her name? What is her name? Dakota Kai. And actually have them be at odds.
So you kind of picking 3 from NXT UK and 3 from NXT then?
Wait, what?
Dakota Kai has been doing a lot of NXT UK stuff.
Oh, has she now?
Yeah, well, she's been on the UK circuit. That's where she kind of made her name on the indie scene, was in UK.
Well, I
so
know that
she's
they've
been
been
on NXT
keeping her.
UK a lot. I mean, she's on both.
Oh, okay.
But still, I mean, it's kind of like.
Well,
it's kind of like what say Pete Dunne's a little on both.
Yeah, I see what you mean there.
But I've seen, but at least she's been a little pushed more on NXT UK, seemingly. But yeah.
Well, I haven't been watching NXT UK, so I was unaware. But with the stuff I've seen on NXT with Dakota, and how she's always around Io and Kyrie, that's why I was like, okay, Dakota and Candice, and then Isla and Tony. And in returning, I 100% agree with her returning AJ Lee, but not getting kicked out 5 seconds into the match. Because if she made an appearance, she bloody better well win. I know.
No, it's
sorry,
perfect.
all the other ladies out there. It's AJ Lee.
It's perfect. You get her tossed out by Selena Vega. It's to promote the movie and promote her as a heel. Selena doesn't even have to do anything other than that. Just get her in to do that, and then she'll be eliminated afterwards. Get eliminated by Becky Lynch as well, so Becky Lynch can get the pop of eliminating the top heel and Zelina Vega. See?
I see, but it's still unknown if Becky Lynch is even gonna be in that match.
Oh, that's true. I mean, I think they're gonna stretch. I think they need more people.
Because we'll get yeah, and then the other woman. If AJ Lee came back, we all know she's not. But if I would be heartbroken if she did not win at all, because she would absolutely. I feel like she deserves at least that, if not another massive title reign, because she was one of the most dominating Divas champion of all time. And the only reason they gave Nikki the record is because they didn't want AJ Lee's name on the record books.
Oh.
Which is stupid.
And I wanted to say, for those who may watch and not know, I'm saying Selena Vega because Selena Vega is playing AJ Lee in the new movie about Paige's life, Wrestling with My Family.
Okay.
So that's why it would make sense for her to be in there, because she's playing the AJ Lee as the character. So.
And then the other one for me, I'm gonna go with. I want to see Jazz return again. I know Jacqueline was the one who was here last year, and the one I'd like to see Jazz come back, or Jacqueline, because she's awesome. She still got it. But or Gail Kim. So those four.
The close. I don't know why you limited it to two. If you just
I don't know.
Pick it more.
I couldn't.
If we're gonna see a Gail Kim return, it might be against Tessa Blanchard in Impact, because that's growing tension between them. I would like to see that match
because she ended up screwing Tessa Blanchard out of the title. So
yeah, and even then it was just growing. But anyways, yeah. So that's some picks there.
Oh, I don't see, even if it's not run by Vince McMahon, Gail Kim ever showing her face back in WWE. Unfortunately, they screwed her over, and she had it with them. But the other quick matches are Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman. Buddy Burt. Whoa. So there's going to be a fatal 4-way match for the Cruiserweight Championship. It's Buddy Murphy versus Akira Tozawa versus Kalisto versus Hideo Itami. Drat. They don't give it to Kalisto because he doesn't need another title reign. And when he had the title, it was for like 2 weeks and it sucked. Akira Tozawa, maybe, but keep it on Buddy. You could give it to Hideo Itami, but Hideo Itami broke D. Brian Kendrick's face and still...
I did some crazy stuff this past week.
Yeah.
Did you see that tweet?
I did.
Where it's like, no one's going to be watching 205 Live, so don't do anything crazy. Akira Tozawa.
Yes, I did see that tweet. That was sick.
Not Akira Tozawa. Hideo, sorry.
Hideo. Against Cedric Alexander.
Yeah.
Oh, that after he hits, you see Cedric immediately sell, and he's just like, oh, dread, ouch. And then Hideo Itami sits up, and then like 3 seconds into it, he's like, and then it retweets the GIF. But it repeats the GIF. That was funny. That was great. I hope Buddy Murphy wins. And I hope they just give it to Braun because we don't need more Brock Lesnar as champion. But I think Brock Lesnar's keeping it.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles. Daniel Bryan should keep it here.
A disappointing fact that I think I said before, but disappointing fact to have AJ Styles just go back into the title picture, just as immediately losing it. Even though they said that they're not going to have more rematch clauses, they're still going to have people repeat.
Yeah, true, but he at least had to beat 4 other people in order to get there.
No, but still, it goes against the idea.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Asuka versus Becky Lynch. Hope Becky wins, but I think it's going to be Asuka. Ronda Rousey versus Sasha Banks. I hope Sasha wins.
It's going to be Ronda.
And then The Bar versus the best tag team in the world, which is Shane McMahon and Mike the Miz Mizanin. So, okay. That should be weird. You and Ross Tweddle just do not like Shane McMahon.
Is there any reason to like Shane McMahon?
He's a McMahon?
The worst part is, like, I think he doesn't even understand his position. Like,
Probably not.
I don't think he ever sees himself as a heel, even though doing all this and promoting. It's like, at least Stephanie McMahon, she doesn't want to ever be in the losing end of things, but at least she can understand she's still a heel in the concept.
Yeah, but to go down the men's participants, out of the 30, there have been 19 announced thus far. R-Truth, he obviously has number 30 that we know of. Drew McIntyre, Big E, Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, Finn Balor, Seth Rollins. Wait, so he doesn't have him. Oh, okay. Yeah, Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, Jeff Hardy, Dean Ambrose, Bobby Lashley, Samoa Joe, John Cena, Elias, Baron Corbin, Jinder Mahal, Apollo Crews, Andrade Cien Almas, Mustafa Ali, and Rey Mysterio. All have been confirmed they'll be there, and that still leaves 11 spots left to either be announced or be surprised. For the women's, 13 out of the 30 have been announced. Carmella, which obviously she's number 30. Ember Moon, Natalya, Bayley, Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan, Sasha Banks. I don't know why Sasha Banks is still there, but I guess it's because even though she has a match with Asuka, they're running thin. She might get taken out of the match, or she'll just be in it.
I just think double duty.
Double duty. We have Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Alicia Fox, Zelina Vega, and Naomi. No mention of Charlotte or Becky Lynch in the match as of yet. And like I said, Sasha Banks in there may or may not be in it because of her match earlier. We'll see. And yeah. And then right here there is a note that says, though scheduled to face Ronda Rousey at the event for the Raw Women's Championship, Banks is still listed as an official participant in this match, so she might stay, she might not. We'll see. Alright, moving on.
Well, another thing
Okay.
from the same guy earlier, I've been reading through his Twitter. He actually is talking about now how WWE is apparently having a setup of a NXT China, a part of their world expansion. So some rumors going around from that. You know, so also with OWE, he said that they're actually expanding a lot more, and they've got about $300 million for US dollars worth of outside investments after the announcement of All Elite Wrestling, so allowing them to expand in order to compete with this now NXT China. And it's kind of interesting because so far NXT hasn't done a good job keeping their Chinese talents. They lost most of them, but yeah, that's some news there. Oh, and another news is, did you hear about the pettiness involving WWE and Chris Jericho?
Where he was taken off of their opening package and brought from active to alumni?
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, the active to alumni is not that bad. It's weird how quick they did it, but the real pettiness of redoing that opening package that quickly is very petty.
Yes. When I heard about that, in a span of 3 hours already fixing it, I was just like, you could have waited like a week or two. Come on. But hey, they'll be doing what they be doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go into our next segment now.
Yes. It is the best segment of the week. Kenny Omega versus Hiroshi Tanahashi is my number 1, and my number 1.5 is the triple threat match, Carmella, Charlotte, Becky 2. It was great. It was a lot of fun, and Becky Lynch is my spirit animal. What's yours?
It's called an animal.
Well, yes. I mean, people call Rusev their spirit animal, so my spirit animal is Becky Lynch. She's straight fire, she's the man, she's the best, and she's the reason the SmackDown Women's Championship is talked about as much as it is
If she
today.
was an animal, what type of animal would she be?
A phoenix.
Oh.
She rises from the ashes.
I was thinking fluffy bunny.
Well, hey, don't play around with those fluffy bunnies. If Monty Python is anything to go by, they will mess you up.
My number one is since you're doing Tanahashi versus Kenny Omega, I'll then do my favorite, just in ring wise, was the Kushida versus Taiji Ishimori.
Mm-hmm. You know, what have you seen anything from WWE this week?
No, not this week.
Okay. The only match I wanted to see was that triple threat match.
Yeah.
I should have I should have said, hey, don't delete it yet, because I want to see Rey Mysterio and Mustafa Ali versus Andrade Cien Almas and Samoa Joe, that tag team match, because apparently it was awesome. They did a Canadian Destroyer. They pull out all the stops, and they give Andrade Cien Almas the victory. So that's really cool. That shows you just how much they think about Mr. Almas.
It took him a while.
I mean, down in NXT, he got the championship, had a couple good defenses.
I mean, yeah.
Got a 5-star match out of it.
But we all know main roster is different from
True. Very
NXT.
true.
Anyways, though.
Is that Miss Bliss?
Yeah.
Yay. She's a little Miss Bliss. So what, I'm gonna have to go and just look up that move where he just slides under the ring apron, or what does he do?
What?
Taiji Ishimori. What does he do to Kushida? It's like slides in between the ring apron, or...
Oh yeah. That's one of his normal spots is the guy sitting on the second rope there, and he does a running. He runs to him, grabs him by the waist, slides underneath him while giving him a German suplex. So, it's a real snap German suplex.
My brain is trying to picture what that looks like. I'm gonna have to look it up.
Yeah, he's just really smooth, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then okay, we talked about all those matches. Not so much the triple threat, but we talked about the other two quite a bit. So, yeah, we could move on. I feel like.
Okay.
And this is usually the point where we rant about things. In which I was thinking for 2019, for 2018, we've been super negative and we ranted a lot. And a lot of things are happening to hopefully make WWE better. We'll see where it goes. It's still early going. But instead of ranting, let's do a what do you want from WWE? Where each week for about 3 months, see how it works. We just come up with one thing we want to see the WWE do and implement, and not be as negative. And we could be negative again after WWE screw it up.
So we can be negative next week.
Yeah. We're gonna be optimistic for just a couple months because it's a new year. For the first quarter, let's just be a little bit optimistic. Oh no, it paused on. Oh, there it is.
Yeah. So what was I thinking?
So, what is one thing you would like to see?
I would like to. I would like to
WWE
see.
implement.
I would like to see more varied matches. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we definitely see a lot more repeat. I would like to see more. Maybe guys not have to wrestle that week and allow them some time off so that other people can have their opportunity to wrestle in matches, and
Mm-hmm.
then you know, it's like I'm mostly saying, can we get a week without Seth Rollins? Like Seth Rollins has gone from
Like, take him, give him a little break, and then put Zack Ryder. Woo woo woo, you know it.
yeah. I mean, it's like Seth Rollins is like a candy that you liked, but then you kept getting it every day, and then you just got sick of it. Like it's crazy for me to think like I don't want to see Seth Rollins matches anymore, and
Yeah, they become stale, haven't they?
yeah, you even start to see a pattern in the matches, and it just ends up not being good. And you see all the faults in it. So I'd rather see less matches and spaced out more, maybe even given more time to think about them and plan them out more, and just have more matches so other people can have their time. I feel one thing they do that is because they're worried that other people won't come in and people won't tune into it
Mm-hmm.
if it's not them, and that maybe people would feel like they're not getting their money's worth going to the live events or like going to the Raw or SmackDown if it doesn't have Seth Rollins in it or the people, the big stars in there. But I think they need to just build big stars, and to do that you have to give them time to be on there.
And also, like the 5 or 6, they don't always need to be in a match. They can do like this week. They had Cena, Ambrose, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Bobby Lashley, and the Scottish psychopath.
Drew McIntyre.
Thank you, sir. They had them in a tag
Your
match.
boy Drew McIntyre.
Yes. They had them in a tag match.
Yeah.
See, that's fine. You can have all your big stars and have them in tag matches like New Japan does, and just give the shine to the smaller talent to help build them up on TV. And when it comes to the pay-per-view, after the stories are being told and weaved, boom, there you go. That's when you have your big singles matches. And yeah, you can always have a big match here and there every now and again. It's just not as many as you do. One thing I would like to see from WWE though would be a stronger tag team division. Raw's tag team is a joke. That's all I can say about it. And SmackDown's is
At least
just,
it's a piss your pants funny joke.
but it's not funny.
Yes, that's not.
And the other, with the SmackDown, they're a little bit stronger, but they're still, it's nowhere near the levels of New Japan, ROH. Just
there's only so many times you can have Bar versus New Day versus Usos.
Very, very true. And just last week we had a fresh match that so many people are giving a bunch of stars to, with LAX versus the Lucha Brothers. Or the Lucha Bros. When Lucha Bros were in and that was just this last week. A couple of months before, the feuds were Lucha Bros versus OVE, and the other side was LAX versus OG's LAX. And OVE was just in a feud with the other guy that I already forgot his name because names escape me.
Eddie Edwards?
No, the other one.
That's what Sam Callahan was in the feud with.
The Mac, Willie Mack.
Yeah,
Willie
okay.
Mack. Yeah, he just, and everybody's all like shaped up and moved around and shuffled. That's what I want to see in WWE's tag division, at least, and in their singles and women's, of course, but it's specifically in their tag division because I miss a good tag division in the WWE.
Yeah. Oh, one thing we forgot to mention beforehand is that there was the rumored match for WrestleMania, which was going to be John Cena versus Lars Sullivan.
I did hear about that too. That's an interesting rumor.
Mm-hmm. Also, apparently too, Lars Sullivan was supposed to be making his debut, but he's had a recent bout of anxiety attacks.
Yes.
So hopefully he does better. Hopefully he feels and gets better. So
yeah. I know anxiety attacks are and just they're rough to deal with. I know people that suffer with them, and it's not easy. So we wish all the best to you, Lars Sullivan, and that you utilize the help given to you in order to be healthy mentally. Is that Taiji?
Yeah, I was gonna wait for you to
Oh,
see.
okay.
Okay.
Let's see what this looks like.
Versus ACH. Coming off the rope.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's nice. Okay.
That was AC versus
cool.
ACH in the Best of the Super Juniors.
Oh, yeah, MGF. He is now part of All Elite Wrestling too.
Yeah, along with Joey Janela and
Penelope.
Yes, Penelope
Ford.
Penelope Ford. Yes.
Yay.
They came out and attacked MJF, who was trying to get into it with the mascot, the Jacksonville Jaguars mascot.
That's great.
Yeah. They attacked him with the crutch.
Okay. We'll probably mention that next week because we already did our two. Well, what do we want to see next week? Bits. So, what's next? It's book it yourself. Yay! Let's book the women's Royal Rumble match.
As I already did.
Calm down, sir.
That's your one spot that will be based on.
It's a short match, though. But, so, and for realsies, what do you want to see happen for the women's? We'll do the men's next week. But for the women's, and we're obviously not going to book the entire match because that would be way too much work and way too long. Just, let's go with 5 each key things we want to see in the match that does not involve a 5-second elimination from AJ Lee.
No, 2 AJ Lee. Get that right.
Yes.
I feel like the winner should be a SmackDown or going for the SmackDown Championship. Because if you're going to do Charlotte and Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey, then you can't just have one win the Royal Rumble and then the other one fight in. Unless you're doing both going into the Royal Rumble after Becky would lose to Asuka and then they eliminate each other at the same time. But, I would think it'd be best to just build up a woman to go on to SmackDown and face Asuka for the championship. Yeah, I think you have a good bet with getting someone like Zelina Vega. Give her, a shot. She's a heel in there, and she's not really as lost as a lot of the other heels are right now in the women's division on SmackDown. Like, I don't really see the Iconics getting, one of them getting the win here.
I don't even remember seeing their names on the list.
Yeah. I will say I would put the Iconics in there. I'll have them, one of them gets eliminated, but still comes back out to, carry on the eliminations in order to set up maybe a rivalry between, I don't know, I guess if Sasha Banks is still going to be in there as it's reported now, maybe Sasha and Bayley, and eventually they all eliminate each other to set up a match, because I think the tag team championship should be into brand, so I think that would be the competitors from SmackDown and Raw to be the ones to be fight for the inaugural tag team championships.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
If they do SmackDown again this year, heel. I know a lot of people would be like, "Oh, Mandy Rose." Some people would be like, "Oh, Zelina Vega." I actually have a heel
Sonya
competitor. Well, thanks for the spoilers.
It's spoilers if anyone's seen your stuff.
I guess so. Yes, Sonya Deville. It's bloody Sonya Deville. I would love to see Sonya Deville get not only because in a battle royale she went toe to toe as a final two and held her own until the end where they were both on the apron and just Asuka was able to get that extra oomph to get the win before TLC.
They probably should have just pulled the trigger and made her a face.
Sonya?
Had a feud with Mandy Rose, yeah.
Mm-hmm. If they're keeping her healed and having her against Asuka would be really, really cool.
Yeah.
And that would give her a massive spotlight on WrestleMania just for people to see just how amazing Sonya Deville really is. And it's Sonya bloody Deville. She's so cool. But I would actually want...
Do you think she goes to WrestleMania and gets a band to play for her, and it's her nephews, the Chipmunks?
I don't think they'll be allowed to actually use the Chipmunks.
I'm just trying to make a joke because the last name's DeVille.
Oh.
And then the guy who took care of him is DeVille.
Yeah, I got it now. Wow. Oh my goodness. Anyways, I would actually have the winner be from Raw this year to face against Sasha Banks. Hey, this is my book it yourself. Your book it yourself could be whatever you want. Anyways, because it already is whatever you want. And out of all the competitors that are announced or that could be there, even though I'd much rather her be on SmackDown, I'd have Nikki Cross have like a massive victory here. Because I feel like she could do great things on the main roster.
Yeah, okay.
I think Sanity is moving to Raw soon. I don't see them staying on SmackDown. It's just... We'll see, though. That's what... I'd want to see that. I would want to see Sasha versus Nikki Cross. That seems like a really good match on paper.
I said before, I would want Bianca Belair to have a good showing.
Mm-hmm.
To be in there and have a good showing. Because, I mean, she's kind of the future of your women's division. She's still quite young and quite new to wrestling, but you know, I think she's going to be the future.
She's basically the women's version of Velveteen Dream when it comes to, not when it comes to character or style or anything like that, but when it comes to being groomed to be a big star.
Yeah, one of the most athletic talents in all of WWE. And you know, interesting enough, one of the other most athletic talents is actually her husband, who is a part of Street Profits.
Cool.
The smaller of the two.
I didn't know they were married.
Yeah, they got married, so they're gonna have some really athletic kids in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Decide to have kids. But she's one of the most athletic and just one of the most naturally charismatic people in there.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what they say, you can't teach charisma. So that's why she's gonna have, like, as long as everything develops correctly, she's gonna have a big opportunity in the future, and she's gonna be someone you want to put your future brand on.
And
so.
I feel having the spotlight at NXT TakeOver Phoenix is going to be a really big opportunity to show just what she can do to an even bigger crowd.
Yeah, and since I don't think she's going to win that's why I want to have a good showing the next night at the Royal Rumble. Kind
of like what they did with Ember Moon after she lost last year against Shayna Baszler.
Yeah, same woman.
Yes.
And then go on to to pin the former Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss, and the night after WrestleMania. Yeah. So I had one that posted debuts of Lacey Evans and Nikki Cross full time in there. I think Lacey Evans is another person that they're gonna try to push a lot. I still lend to the idea that everyone except for Lars Sullivan was a very last minute push to the main roster.
I do believe maybe not so much Nikki, because they've been
not as much Nikki, but everyone else was very last minute, especially EC3 and Heavy Machinery, since they were already in storylines that they're just gonna have to cut short. So I would say Nikki Cross and Lacey Evans to debut and have something, maybe even have something between the two. No, I guess it wouldn't be that, because it wouldn't be a good idea to have them both start off against each other. But have them go in and set up feuds for them, both individually. I think Lacey Evans to Raw, Nikki Cross to SmackDown.
Is Lacey Evans more of a heel?
Yeah, she's a heel.
Have her go against Naomi. Because I'm sick and tired of this. You're stealing my husband. No, stay away from my husband.
Did you see the tweet on that? It's like, the perfect way to seduce a man is to wear more clothes than you do during the ring normally.
I watched the Cultaholic podcast. I love that they were just like, oh my gosh, what if it was Jay Uso this whole time? And she just has been thinking it was Jimmy. Oh, that'd be so funny. And it was like, no.
It's like, man, why does she think that we've been doing stuff together? And it's like, well, I don't know, man. I don't know, brother. Got no clue.
That would be so great.
It would even just be funny with the idea that he has to use his brother's identity.
I know. Well, everyone keeps thinking I'm you, so I was just like, might as well go with it.
Yeah.
I didn't realize all this would happen.
Yeah, it works with Mandy Rose and Michael Cole.
Oh man. But I guess one of the things I would want to see is less stars from the past. Last year it was understandable. It didn't have as many women, but this year I would like to see more focus on.
You don't want the return of the Woman Taker, Michelle McCool, wife of Undertaker.
Eliminating like 5 women last year.
Yeah, being the most dominant force.
Not really.
One of the most dominant forces in Royal Rumble history.
Not really. I'd much rather that be for someone who actually needs that spotlight.
And my last bit is, you go, not a whole lot of eliminations. There's a lot of people in the ring, and then it's like 30 has already passed, but then another theme song comes on, and it's Asuka, and she's just going on a tear. It's like, no one's ready for Asuka, and she goes and eliminates everyone else. And she's like, I versed no one at WrestleMania. Because no one is ready for Asuka. And starts up a tear of Asuka just attacking everyone backstage, breaking up in rings, just like whipping everyone's butt.
But that'd be funny if, because she eliminates everyone, Zelina Vega or Sonya Deville actually are the last ones, so they technically win, and they get that match, but then she still throws them out anyway, because Asuka's not supposed to be in the match. And that'd be an interesting storytelling right there. But don't know how else you would make. Oh, it's probably going to be Nikki Cross versus the Iconics. Or Nikki Cross versus Charlotte. Or Carmella. Maybe. I don't know. Drat.
What is Sanity even on the main roster?
The last thing they did was like 3 weeks ago.
It's either face, heel, or not there. I don't know which one it is.
I don't know either. They attacked the Good Brothers and the Usos, and we haven't seen them since.
It's the Usos. They're still heel.
Last thing I saw, they were face. Especially with
the Good Brothers, we don't know.
Yeah, Good Brothers, we have no idea.
Because they're also not on.
They're also not on enough for us to get a sense of their character.
Another funny bit was that one of the Usos had Jimmy's Seafood sweatshirt on there. Did you see that stuff on Twitter?
I haven't, but that's funny.
Jimmy's Seafood, like Jimmy's famous seafood, is like they're now like they've talked a lot about Bullet Club stuff and especially the Good Brothers have liked their things, and they're also like very against PETA. I guess that's how they got like famous from like a PETA news story or something, like with them versus PETA. But the Bullet Club's gone really behind them, even OG Bullet Club, because they're going to be providing the catering for the Bullet Club block party for WrestleMania. So now even the Usos are repping merch.
That's great.
Jimmy Seafood.
Usos on All Elite Pro Wrestling. Or All Elite Wrestling. That would be interesting. But yeah, that's.
Oh.
I would say less returns. Maybe keep it to 5.
One other funny bit in that, like I was saying, New Day dominated that. There was a funny bit where they had a match between, one of the things was a match between Daniel Bryan and Sheamus, and they're like, when it's Sheamus out there, it's instantly turnaround. It's super easy. And it's like, and I think Big E was like, yeah, anytime we were in match, even when we were there in the match, we'll turn around. So anytime we ever lost to Sheamus, it's because we turned around and not faced him, and then he rolled us up. They were very funny in that, so you can go check that out. Yeah. So.
Any other things you could think of something you just like to see be booked in the women's Royal Rumble?
Not that I can think of.
Okay.
Yourself?
I guess the last thing would be, don't put it after a really strong men's Royal Rumble, because we were laughing, we were going crazy, we were just having a grand old time, and then we got tired. And when the women's Royal Rumble came up, a lot of it was just lost on us because we got tired. So either make it just as good as the men's, or just put it before it. That's all I can say about that. Alright, let's go to what do you think? Ooh, there's what?
This is the one against Kushida. But I think that was at the junior tag, the best of the Super Juniors as well.
How did he slide that far like that? That's crazy.
Oh, it's just Taiji Ishimori. He's just really great at that. Like, I mean, that's why everyone should go watch more of his matches, because he's just so fast. It's amazing.
I still want to go back and see that Fatal 4-Way. It was with Rey Fenix, Taiji Ishimori, Johnny Mundo, and I think Rich One?
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to see that match so bad. I haven't been able to. Never had.
See it like like entering the ring, where he just kind of like goes through the middle and the top, and just kind of steps on the bottom. Just like he just kind of like twirls through instantly, and you're like, how does that even work? Or when he does Tiger Feint kicks and stuff like that, it's just as smooth as possible, and it's like unbelievable.
So I get he's the Bone Soldier. I feel like he should be Taiji Ishimori, smooth as butter.
Like, he's Bone Soldier number 2, because they had the original Bone Soldier.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, but that was like a joke. He was Captain New Japan, which was kind of a comedic character. Then was made into Bone Soldier when he joined Bullet Club, but he was a joke. And he was like, as Kenny Omega, I think, said, he was the biggest loser in all the universe or something like that. He was just kind of like the joke of the Bullet Club. But then they kind of brought the character back to be revealed as Taiji Ishimori. So
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what do you think? We ask our fellow compatriot, what do they think? What did you think about Wrestle Kingdom 13 this year?
It was very good.
Awesome.
I mean, there's not much to talk about when stuff's good, you know.
True, except praising it for its greatness.
And there's only so many times when you can say that the wrestling was really good and the psychology was really good.
Throughout the entire pay-per-view.
Yeah.
It was so weird how so many people, because I guess we're still fresh to the product, how many people were just saying that it wasn't as strong as a Wrestle Kingdom as before, or how they were a bit disappointed in it and stuff. And that's just, that's mind-boggling to me sometimes, because yeah, I fell asleep twice, but that was because I had a rough weekend, a long weekend. So I was tired. If I wasn't tired, I'd have been watching that just focused and loving every second of it. So I don't get it, but I guess again it's because we aren't as seasoned to New Japan as others are.
Yeah. So go to you and say, what do you think of our technically co-worker or something, DJ's opinion on Ronda Rousey as expressed on Twitter?
Oh my gosh, that tweet just, it broke my heart. It made me think like he hasn't been watching wrestling and he doesn't know what he's talking about, and I feel like he's just trying to get a rise out of us, and it's just, and if that is his proper
do you want to explain what his opinion was?
Well, he tweeted at me and he said at @IsaJ_STP, Ronda Rousey. This is hard for me to even say in context of what the tweet is because it's so not true. Ronda Rousey is the best women's wrestler of today, or in the
world, I think.
In the world,
yeah.
Something along those lines, and it broke my heart, and I was like, I'm sorry, but this clearly isn't true. And then he goes on to blaming you, Liam,
yes,
for tweeting it out and hacking his Twitter, which
as if I'm some sort of hacker or something.
Yeah, that takes equipment and skills I'm pretty sure you don't own.
Yes, I own no skills.
And then,
plus, if I hacked into, I would say more embarrassing things than that.
And then, just blaming you, and you have to go on the defense and be like, "Wow, that's something someone would say if he had a very unpopular opinion from the masses." It's just,
yeah,
it's a lot of.
I was about to DM to ask him if he was taking some Ambien.
It's just a lot of heartbreaking news in the way of Smart Wrestling Alliance. However, I'm really excited for January 27th. 2 weeks. Not because of what the matches have been announced and stuff, except for maybe the Royal Rumbles and Becky versus Asuka, but just because it's the Royal Rumble and it's just
the night
good
before
feel.
we're gonna have an NXT takeover.
I'm really excited about NXT Takeover Phoenix.
Yeah.
Are you? I think you're stopping by that night.
Yeah, we'll probably try to do that.
Alright, cool. You'll be dropping by. Maybe DJ will show up, maybe not. And then that Sunday I'll be here or at DJ's and we'll be streaming that. So double stream that week, and we are excited about it.
DJ was talking about the idea of maybe that day or Sunday trying to do the Smarkies as well.
Okay. Well, I mean, hey,
weekend
depending on how the Saints do today will depend on if he's here next week or not. But, yeah, so, yes, that was what do you think? And let's get to the mailbag. And the biggest question that I've seen everywhere, Steven Larson, Cultaholic, my personal DMs, which may or may not be true, and a couple of other places.
Is it Laurel Yanny?
I don't know who that is.
You didn't get onto that one?
No.
That was a while back.
Oh,
Where they had like
okay.
the sound bite that some people heard it as Laurel and some people heard it as Yanni.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't even know what the term Yanni was.
I thought that they were saying Yanni. As
Yanni,
in
Yanni, whatever.
The violinist dude who plays music.
Is it Yanni?
Yeah. There's a dude named Yanni. He plays classical violin. Yeah. I listened to that soundbite, and it was completely, absolutely neither one of those. It didn't sound like either one. And people who claim they heard either Yanni, Yenny, or Laurel are full of themselves.
I heard both.
But anyways,
the big question
is who will jump ship from WWE to All Elite Wrestling?
Revival.
Other than the Revival. Who else do you want to see jump ship? Who do you think is being underutilized who would do so much better there?
I mean, there's a big difference between saying underutilized and who will leave, you know. Because underutilized, you have a long list of people. I mean, kind of seems like Finn Balor doesn't like his position as much.
Oh, that's one thing I forgot
all the
to
secret
mention.
stuff that he was saying with with Finn Balor at that takeover.
Yeah,
UK.
the Blackpool UK takeover. He appeared there, which was interesting. But he went up against Jordan Devlin.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Finn Balor would take him and his abs and go to AEW.
It would be interesting. If
What your word of that? Someone tweeted like saying, "I hate Finn Balor's entrance. Him just going around showing off how he can, he has the power to avoid free cheesecake."
Wait, what?
It's just talking about how his entrance is showing that he just has great abs.
Oh, okay.
That's a lot of his online stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's just him showing his abs. You seen the one with him and the corn cob?
I did. I have not. No.
Oh no, it's just like Cobb Club, and it's just like his shirt, but it's like his abs are stretched out so it looks like a corn on a cob.
Oh my gosh. That's ridiculous. But I think it'd be interesting if you see AJ, Finn, and the Good Brothers leave for AEW, and they become Bullet Club again. Yeah, you have Bullet Club in New Japan with Tonga, Tongaloa, Taiji Ishimori, Chase Owens again, Tokyo Pimp again, and Jay White, Gato, and a couple of others. But Bad Luck Fale.
Good luck, Fale.
Good luck, Fale. And yeah, it'd be cool if like all four of them jump ship and like, hey, New Japan, they have their Bullet Club, the OGs, but now we come to take over All Elite Wrestling because we're the real Bullet Club. And you have the OG Bullet Club, the Elite Bullet Club, and the real Bullet Club. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Also, Rusev.
Yeah, that would be a good change pace for Rusev.
I don't know if he would. I think Rusev staying has to depend, not so much that he has a United States title again, but his wife. I feel like she has massive viewership on the Total Divas show on E, and if she likes where she is, that might keep Rusev to stay. Don't really know. Any others you would like to see jump ship, or you would think would jump ship? That isn't Cesaro?
Then no, I guess. I found the tweet. I hate Finn Balor's entrance so much. Ooh, look at me. I made healthy life choices and have the willpower to say no to free cheesecake.
That's funny.
It's interesting because I went to look for it, so I put Finn Balor cheesecake in the Twitter, and I got damn bro, eat some cheesecake at Finn Balor. I also got this one woman who said I would love to eat cheesecake off of Finn Balor's abs. Apparently, that's more of a common combination there, Finn Balor and cheesecake, than I thought.
Oh wow, that's funny. But yeah.
Okay, so people who can go over, you may have Zack Ryder, his girlfriend's now in NXT, but he also seems to like his money. And that's always a crazy thing too. I don't like it when you have wrestlers who are like saying, hey, it's been like almost a year since you've been on Raw. Don't you want to go someplace else where you can actually be utilized better and be actually be in good matches? Like to him and Ty Dillinger, and they're like, oh yeah, but man, the money though here, it's too much. And then someone goes like, oh well, Ty Dillinger or Zack Ryder, they're just all about the money. That's all they want. It's like, oh, why are you saying that? That's insulting. It's like, I mean, you can't have it both ways.
Mm-hmm. True.
If you're saying the reason you're staying in WWE is because they pay you more, then the reason you're in WWE is because they pay you more. So you're in it for the money.
Anybody not being utilized in NXT you'd like to see jump to All Elite Wrestling?
I don't know. I don't think there's anyone being underutilized too much.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe some guys like Raul Mendoza and Fabian Eichner who've been used mostly as enhancement talent through the ways who I thought was much better wrestlers than that and could be used more. But I'm not sure. So I'd say I would definitely say that they definitely have more underutilized talent when it comes to their complete touring roster.
Mm-hmm.
I think they could stand to, stop taking on new people. But, whatever, I guess. There's so many people I would want to save from going to the main roster, though, so that's a big thing.
Mm-hmm. Like Adam Cole, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. And Kyle O'Reilly. I mean, they're probably never going to let him do air guitar on the main roster.
That would be horrendous.
Yeah.
You know who I want to see have an air guitar battle, though?
They may completely mishandle him and give him a real guitar to come down to the ring with. And it's like, you don't get it, man. You don't get it.
But
what were you going to say, Tanahashi?
Yes.
Yeah. Tanahashi versus
Kyle O'Reilly. I feel like the masses want this. And by the masses, I mean enthusiasts of air guitar. I actually won an air guitar battle before. I got a free Led Zeppelin CD because of it. It's pretty awesome.
You go to Kevin Kelly, the ring announcer? I mean, not the ring announcer, the commentator?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, Kevin Kelly is go to him in New Japan. And it's like, they just made the announcement for the 30-minute mark. As they, so far, have never done any moves. I've just been doing an air guitar battle. And the crowd is going crazy for it. Dave also gives it 8 stars.
The psychology. The absolute brilliance.
Revolutionized the concept of wrestling as a whole.
And Jim Cornette the absolute opposite way.
Yes.
That's a fun question.
I actually do want to go back to see more Kyle O'Reilly matches in New Japan. Because I heard he had a really great matches in the Best of the Super Juniors.
Wait, Kyle O'Reilly's from New Japan?
He did Best of the Super Juniors at least.
Oh, okay.
And he may have done some other stuff with them, but yeah.
That'd be cool to see. But something. What are
I think people noted was it Kushida versus Kalarali being one of the best of the Super Juniors of the modern era. For like their finals between each other.
Yeah.
So yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Another person I would say from WWE is Kushida. Stop him from ever even debuting. Pick him up.
Kushida, go to All Elite. Go hang out with your fellow New Japan.
Can you
bros.
just imagine the idea of them trying to explain Kushida's gimmick to Vince McMahon? It's like, what do you mean? Well, you ever seen the movie Back to the Future? No, what was that? Is it a new film? It's like
the 80s.
That was a big 80s hit, a great trilogy. It's in the National Film Archives as one of the historic films. It's like, never heard of it before. And it's like, oh. Well, you know.
Did it have pee jokes? Because he'd asked that.
Yeah. So there's a guy who ran into manure multiple times. It's like, ha ha ha.
Genius.
Genius. Repetitiveness is comedy gold. And like tried to explain that and like show him that Wrestle Kingdom entrance.
That was so bizarre. I just look up and then there's that bloody kid with the weird bloody mask, and I'm just like, I am unnerved.
Then like
what?
Then when the actual Kushida shows up, he's like, he looks the same size.
Oh man. I remember you saying that you were dozing off and then you saw that kid and you're like, well, what?
Yeah, but yeah, that would just be funny, just being a fly on a wall with that. Trying to get him to explain what like I'm sure you'll literally have to explain to him what Back to the Future is. Then be like, but how does he change? Well, it's because of time travel. There's time travel involved? Oh yeah, why do you think it's called Back to the Future? I don't know, I thought it was just a funny name or something.
That's why I didn't go see it. It didn't make any sense.
Yeah, how can you go back to the future? It hasn't even happened yet. Yeah, but then they also get into this DeLorean. What? DeLoreans? I thought they stopped making those in the 80s. This movie was made in the 80s, Vince.
We just told you that.
Was it about selling cocaine? No, that's about the real story of the DeLorean creator. Vince. Like, just put him on 205 Live and be done with it.
Not even NXT, Vince?
Is that still around? Yeah, we just expanded to NXT UK. What? When did that happen? Oh, we just had that takeover? Didn't you remember you tweeted out that you saw it? What's a Twitter?
What do you mean I tweeted? I don't tweet.
I'm not a bird, you idiot.
I'm a man.
A manly man. You think these pythons tweet out stuff?
Tweet is that's what you do on Twitter. I don't know what Twitter is. What's a Twitter? It's social media. What? How can media be social? That makes no sense.
I thought the media was all controlled by oligarchs behind closed doors.
No, Vince. It's a social media. It's on the internet. The internet. You mean
is that still a thing?
I thought people would give up on dial-up. Dial-up hasn't been around for years, Vince. What? How is the internet still there if there's no dial-up?
Well, how do you even get onto Twitter? Well, most people use their phones. It's like, what? How does this have the ability to get onto Twitter?
No, Vince. This. What is that toy? Get rid of that toy. Shatters the bloody screen.
I mean, people honestly think like Vince McMahon's line. It's like, no, it's clearly never been Vince McMahon on the Vince McMahon Twitter page. From every story you ever hear of Vince McMahon backstage, you would know if he actually had the ability to put his thoughts online. It would sound much different. I mean, why do you think he probably gets along with Donald Trump? It would be like, if he controlled it, his Twitter would be the exact same time and anything. It would be like 3 a.m. complaining about, like, I just woke up after 10 minutes of sleep in my 30-minute sleep timeline because I had to sneeze. How can I not control my sneezing? I should have control over my body. That's literally something that he's complained about to Chris Jericho.
That he can't control
his sneezing.
That's funny. Oh my word.
So it's like, I'd actually love it if he controlled his own Twitter. It'd be amazing, but he doesn't. So, yeah. So Kushida's going to be a wild run.
Will he at least get the 205 Live Championship?
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay.
They're building this NXT China. It's like, put him in NXT China. It's like, he's Japanese, sir. Same difference.
And I can already hear him say the most racist thing. It's all Oriental to me. Any other big questions you've heard along the mailbox?
What do you think of the people complaining about the idea of, maybe we talked about this before, the idea of New Japan needing women's wrestling?
I mean,
I go with the idea that it's not needed, especially since there's already women's wrestling.
Yeah.
And most of the promotions don't want it to happen, the women's wrestling promotions, and the fact that if you want to do it to help women, you have to understand that some of those women promotions are owned by women. So you're actually doing something that could... Starcade.
I was like, it's not Starcast. It's not Starcast. I know it's not Starcast.
Oh, that's another thing. They announced a new Starcast for the Double or Nothing.
Heard that too. But Stardom.
Yeah.
They're all women, no men. When it comes to the in-ring.
Yeah, there's
matches.
quite a few Jewish promotions with that.
I know Shimmer is one here in America.
Yeah,
so
but in Japan, you have Stardom, you have
feel like
Ice Ribbon.
Would it be cool to see women in New Japan? Yeah, but we do get to see a little bit of that. We saw Brandy Rhodes get involved. We have Taiji. Nope. We have the Tokyo Pimp, and we have Oh no! What is his name? The masked singer dude. Ichi. I was so close. Yeah, Ichi. His companion, Taiji Ishimori. Not Taiji Ishimori. The Tokyo Pimps. What is his name? Is that Makabe?
No, it's his last name's Takahashi.
Oh, okay.
Yoshiro Takahashi?
Okay.
I don't even have New Japan build up. I don't know.
But yeah, him. He has.
Yoshiro Takahashi.
Yoshiro Takahashi. Mm-hmm. So there's two Takahashis.
Yeah, that's. I think I said it before. That's why everyone calls him Hiromu.
Hiromu Taka. Okay.
Like we always call him Takahashi, but a lot of other people call him Hiromu for short because it's not confusing with the other Takahashi.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Who is the hero?
Hiromu. Hiroshi. Oh my gosh, Japanese names
You're supposed to be the
confusing.
expert. You're supposed to be the expert on Japanese stuff.
I know. It's just it can get confusing when everyone has very similar names. Just look at AKB48. There was like 3 Tomomis. There's 3 Tomomis in that group.
Oh, it's like 48 people. It's like it should have some overlap. I know it's not. No, it's more.
Okay. But yeah, so it would be cool, but I feel like that's not where they are. That's not what New Japan is supposed to be, and it'd be cool to find out that Stardom may be the sister promotion of New Japan, where they would technically have an all-women's thing, or maybe New Japan create a new all-women's promotion. But that'd be cool too. But as it is right now, I think it's fine. like you said.
Oh, also All Women Japan as well. That's another all women's promotion.
A Japan filled with all women. That would be a fun vacation spot. I'm about to die. I hope Nina does not watch this. Anyways.
I hope she does.
So what's next? A really good question. A really good question. Who do you want to win the men's Royal Rumble?
Trying to think of all the people I don't want to win.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I kind of want. I would like for Andrade to win, to face Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. That would be a good matchup. Or maybe even Rusev to win, to give him something big and to have a WrestleMania match against Daniel Bryan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really care who fights Brock Lesnar. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that doesn't really faze me much. But, yeah.
If it has to do... Oh, I would absolutely love to see one of the New Day finally get that push. Because, I mean, they've done their dues. And I love that moment where Kofi Kingston just goes mental.
And you find out that it's actually the trombone. It's the last elimination. But then they're like, wait a minute, the trombone's actually a woman because it's the...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's a woman, so it's like, it doesn't count.
Okay, Vince. But, yeah, I love that moment New Year's Day where they were having their thing, and then you see Kofi Kingston have a mental breakdown where it's like, I've been here for like 13 years and I don't get a title shot, but this guy comes in for 2 days and he gets one. That was really funny. But yeah.
Yeah.
Any final question that you know of?
What companies in America do you think might end up suffering from the start of AEW? Since it seems like, they're going to work BWG, so that wouldn't be a problem. But do you think it could end up negatively impacting Lucha Underground or ROH or Impact or MLW? Because, I mean, after people spend like 8 hours watching WWE, they don't have a lot of time for anything else.
True.
And use that time sparingly. And that's not even a hyperbole. That's literally...
Mm-hmm.
It's literally...
No, I hear you. Drat.
I don't even think it's... If they're still doing 2 NXT UKs, that's not even counting Superstars then. Because I think Superstars is still around. So it's like an hour of that, hour for NXT UK, 2 if they have 2 of them still. And NXT, then 2 hours SmackDown, 3 hours of Raw.
Don't forget your hour of 205 Live.
Hour of 205 Live, yes.
And if the rumors are true, another hour of NXT China.
Yeah. And we already heard the stuff of the NXT Japan. That's what they think of Kushida's being brought in for. To be that.
And then, of course, the rumors of NXT EU. Or maybe not
I don't
EU,
think that's
but
going to work
Germany.
out. No, I don't think that's going to be... I don't know why people were kind of speculating that. They were speculating that when Walter was coming in, but it was like, no, Walter's just going to be in the UK, and now he's in the UK. So
yeah,
I think it's pretty safe to say that they're not going to that's going to be their European, and it probably would have been just smarter to just do that off the bat, NXT Europe, with that. But whatever. Oh, did you hear about their new performance center in England?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
I saw the picture of all the people there, and I found it funny that you had Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne not wearing anything everyone else was. Everyone else, all the wrestlers were wearing the same exact thing, except for Tyler Bate. and if you're done, that's completely different. Out of the wrestlers, they're completely different gear. Not even gear. They had like proper clothes on.
Yeah, it was a little creepy because everyone was staying with the same ring gear in the same position.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, but it could get hurt from that. Impact is probably going to get hurt just from its, move to a new channel and time.
One thing I will say about that is they just recently on Twitter and at the event I heard they're trying to push Twitch, try to get people to subscribe on Twitch and follow on Twitch. So they'll be, from what I have heard, they will be running the episodes live on Twitch in unison with whatever that channel is called. Pursuit, yes. So that might help them out. Have those Twitch.
Do you think they'll
followers.
follow like smart Twitch protocols and have like the tip thing? And it's like every time they reach a new tip level, they have Scarlet Bordeaux come out. Like do something sexy.
Don't know.
Yes.
It'd be interesting to see.
Mm-hmm. And then they just get raided with people talking about how Cody in the House was an anime. They've ever seen that one?
No.
It was like a Twitch spooky streamer. And it's like people kept messing with her because of her overreactions, and they were like a lot of people tweeting at her, and it's like Corey in the House was an anime.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, so Impact's probably going to struggle a bit. ROH is really losing people on both ends in a lot of ways because of WWE poaching and people leaving for AEW. But at the same time, it seemed like the parent company, Sinclair Broadcasting, is saying that they're going to be investing more into ROH as a brand, so maybe that can help balance things out. MLW seems pretty fine right now because of their connections in Mexico. They're going to be losing some people, and depending on how the contracts work, it can be, because MJF was a part before his injury. He was the middleweight, champion. And then Joey Janela. Joey Janela has been in MLW before, along with other things, of course. And then I feel Joey Ryan's probably going to be going to All Elite Wrestling as well, to at least some capacity. So I feel they're going to lose some normal regulars on their show, but I think their connection with Mexico is going to help them a lot, because you get a lot of Mexican talent.
Mm-hmm.
I would even look to it as a new way into Mexican wrestling, into the Americas, as MLW. Kind of really taking more of the place that Lucha Underground was at.
Yeah, I feel like MLW, because they have somewhat partnership with Lucha Underground, Impact, and the Mexican scene as well. They should be fine. I think we're gonna see a lot more brands teaming up with each other, not only to compete with the massiveness of WWE and what they're doing, but also the upstarts and the deals they were able to procure. And so I think it's going to be a massive three-headed. I think the wrestling community is going to end up being a three-headed Cerebus. I think I said that word right. Where you have the three biggest companies in America with all their affiliates, like pushing in to help them stay on top. It's going to be an interesting time for us wrestling fans in the next couple years. I do believe that for a fact.
So other questions?
None that I know of right now. Do you think of any?
No, not really.
Are you excited for CMLL? Oh gosh. Are you excited for AEW?
Yeah. No confusion. What always gets those two mixed up.
I am too, and we'll definitely keep an ear out and an eye out to see what's going on next. All right, that's the show.
Oh, and I should say, I think they talked about their Jacksonville show.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna run a show in Jacksonville. I think that's gonna be the start of their tapings.
Okay.
They haven't released a date yet, but that I feel that's kind of the reason why. Because once they get the contract done, that's gonna be their first taping session. That's what I kind of feel it's gonna be, at least to me. This other one in Las Vegas, it's gonna be its own pay-per-view, but I think that Jacksonville, since they haven't released that much information about it, it's gonna be their first taping session. That's my guess.
Yeah. Can't wait to see. I just can't wait to see what's going down, and when all the bigger announcements are gonna happen, because they've already had 3 big announcements. Can't wait for even more. That's the show for this week, guys. Thank you so much for watching.
All in, Double or Nothing, even more.
Even more so.
Yeah. Then the next one, slightly less than the last one, but still more.
Still more than the first.
Yeah.
About the same as the second. A little bit less than the third.
Then the next one, oh no, guys, I think we overdid it on this one.
The entire pay-per-view is a battle royale.
Yeah.
My bad.
I thought one thing they can do is the gauntlet. Like, majority of the show is just like one long gauntlet match.
And then you have Seth Rollins in for like 3 hours of that gauntlet, selling his leg the whole time.
Well, the selling his leg off and on.
Yeah.
It's like, go from selling his leg to doing a power bomb while only standing on one leg, on that bad leg.
Yeah, and the leg he's standing on is the bad one.
Yes, and then jumping up, using the leg as the jumping point, and then doing a knee drop from the top rope onto the bad leg as well.
Yeah,
and then he gets up and like, ooh, hurts.
Too much. So it's like you said, it's like eating candy, your favorite candy every day, or someone buying you a massive thing of Doritos.
Like, if you've seen one of those like giant gummy bears, it's like that, and having to eat it all in one sitting.
Or even eating all in like multiple sittings, but then because you've been eating it for so many sittings, it doesn't give you that pleasure.
We're now
it
vomiting
used to.
up Seth Rollins. That's what we're trying to say.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what we do, please just give us those sexy likes.
And the unsexy ones.
If you really like what we do, then please hit that subscribe button so that way you're a part of the Smarky family. And tell all of your friends. And share to all of your friends.
And enemies.
And yeah, guys, hit the notification button after you subscribe so that way
you can get notified for when we go live. We go live for our podcast stream with the Smarky family. The one you're watching right now, every Sunday at 1 p.m. Central Time. We also go live for different WWE pay-per-views and pay-per-views outside of the WWE. And also just get notified for when we put up videos in general up.
Yeah, and you want to be in the loop and in the know. Hopefully we'll be able to do a little bit more like news pieces in the future. We'll see. We'll see what we're able to do. And so far the next event is NXT TakeOver Philadelphia. But we'll see if anything comes up before then.
So this is interesting. When, according to Fightful Wrestling, that's what I'm saying at first. Trevor Lee announces that he is signed with WWE. And so we've seen him before in Impact. Not doing too much in Impact, so I guess that's probably why he kind of wanted to go somewhere else. But yeah.
Alright, cool. Yeah, follow me on Twitter at IsaJ_STP.
Follow me on Twitter at Liam_SWA.
And follow our compatriots who have disappeared on us at DJ_SEL and at Francesca_SWA. And follow all of our other YouTube channels, which are, of course, the Sports Enthusiast League and Skeleton Productions. And of course, like I said, subscribe to this one as well, Smart Wrestling Alliance. And until next time, you guys, it will be awesome.
Hopefully.
Well, let's keep an open mind.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, hopefully.
Okay.
That's open mind for me.
I guess you're right.